Hello, this is Tom Prendergast, Veretekk CEO, and this is our seminar on integrated marketing. Now, let's talk about integrated marketing for a minute. I mean, what is it? It's a buzzword, right? A lot of people probably don't even really know what it entails, and you have some ideas to solve the integrated marketing quandary is to actually make marketing on the internet a pleasurable and doable thing. And not only pleasurable and doable, but when you combine that with symbiotic marketing, which tomorrow we're going to do our first campaign, you actually can produce the kind of powerful results that you see with really big players. I mean, I'm not going to do this to be political. I'm just going to do this to show you Barack Obama ran an integrated marketing campaign when he ran for president. I mean, he had radio and he had television, cable, but he also had Facebook and Twitter and websites and display ads and email and texting and chat rooms. He had all that stuff all going together. You know, when you've got billions of dollars to spend, you can hire huge armies of people to integrate it. But you saw the success. I mean, this incompetent coming out of nowhere, nobody knew anything about him. Nothing. We still don't really. But he had the power of an integrated marketing system to become president. That's what I'm talking about, that kind of power. Veretekk has built into it to be able to combine all of these things together. Why am I being pestered when I do this show? Hang on a second. I mean, my phone started ringing off the hook. And then my Skype's ringing off the hook. I think that this is a very important thing that we're moving into, because I have 4 computers in my office. 3 of them blew up in the last 3 weeks. This is my last one. It's on a leg. When this seminar's done, I got to grab up my my boneyard and head on out to the computer store and order 2 new computers. Is that weird? I mean, this is why I have a lot of computers, but I'm down to just this one, which makes it a little scary. So anyway, let's illustrate. And this one's not working as fast as it used to, so just bear with me. So let's illustrate. So this is going to take a second here for this to load Photoshop. It's like dogging along. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you a typical attempt at a lone wolf doing marketing. Okay? So makes a bunch of WordPress blogs. Come on. More. This is the teachers. Remember chalkboards back in the day? Okay, so I have notes for this. So we have that, and we have forums. Been a busy person. Oh, come on. That's forum. Another blog. And so we got all day, right? And we'll do some more blogs. I mean, I know how this works. I've seen people outside the system trying to put something similar to what we have together. We got a Facebook account. We'll just call it FB. Twitter account. We'll call that a TW. LinkedIn. What else do we have on the list that we can post to? Oh, Google. What else? MySpace. Anybody else have any other ideas? I'm going to put more of them up here. I really want to illustrate the insanity of doing this all on your own. Well, we'll just put more WordPress. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it around. I love the Youngbloods. I haven't played them in a long time. Well, I don't know why we didn't think about this before. And we'll put a PPH or PPBB forum. It's forum, so we'll make more of those. Let's just go all out here. Let's build a huge system because we're gonna market like we've never marketed before. This is all doing this without Facebook. You're not seeing any of this? Oh, hang on a second. You know what? You're right. Wouldn't you like to see what I'm doing? There we go. How's that? See that now? I'm building these things here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we got all these WordPress blogs, forums, Facebook, MySpace, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, forums. We'll make a couple more forums. Some more Facebook, or a couple more WordPresses. Okay, you all seeing that now? Better? Alright, now I'm over here. Let's see, I'm going to make me a different color. I've created all this stuff, and now I'm standing over here in front of my computer. In my chair. Alright? Now you can multiply this by a lot. But I'm trying to get, so my goal, I'm a marketer, is I'm trying to get business. Okay? So let's use a different color for my business attempting. So my business attempting is going to be a green line. So, come on, computer. So I write my article into my LinkedIn account. And then I have a feed from that going to that WordPress, and this one's taking the feeds from that WordPress, and this one's taking the feeds from that WordPress. Okay, now I write another article to my Google account, and this forum is reading from that Google account, and this WordPress is reading from that Google account, or from that forum, and this WordPress from there, and this one here. Okay, and then I'm doing this today, so I'm also posting it to my Twitter, and it's firing it off to my Facebook, and it's firing it off to my MySpace account. Okay, now it's tomorrow. Okay, now I'm going to write articles to this WordPress, which this one picks it up, and that forum picks that up, and this forum picks that up, and then I'm going to write to this WordPress, and that one picks it up, and this one picks it up, and then I'm going to write to this one over here, and this one here reads from that one, and this one reads from that one, and this one reads from that one. Okay, and it's my next day, and So I'm another color now. What color do I going to be now? So I got green. So I'll be, oh, let's see, blue. Just kind of go along here nice and slow. There we go. Okay, so it's another day, and I'm going to post to this forum, and I'm posting to this forum, and oops, I don't want to forget about this forum, and I'm going to post to my MySpace, and MySpace is going to post to my Twitter, and my Twitter posts to my Facebook. Okay, now it's another day, and I'm getting kind of, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm kind of lost. All right. So today, I'm like, I think I'm going to come up with a whole nother campaign now, and I'm going to post it to this WordPress, and I'm going to post it to this WordPress, which this WordPress is reading from that WordPress, and it's also reading from that WordPress. And then I'm going to, oh, I forgot about this forum, so I'm posting over here to this forum, and this forum reads from this forum, because I have all these RSS feeds connected together. And then I'm going to post to this forum, and I'm going to also go over here because I forgot about this WordPress and post here, and then that one reads from it. I didn't realize that, and that one's reading from it. And so then my next day comes along. You know, I'm just riding away, and let's see, we'll go to this color. Okay, it's a new day, and I'm going to post to my Facebook, and I'm posting to this forum. And I'm like, I think I'll go, while I'm posting to forums, I'll go post to this forum, and I'll go post to this forum when my computer's ready to show you. And oh, don't forget about that WordPress. I'm posting there. And oh yeah, my LinkedIn, I got to post to that. Okay, then another day comes along. Whenever my computer decides to behave itself. Oh, this is so frustrating. Okay, so now we're 5 days into this campaign, and I'm like, oh, let's not forget about that one, and let's post to this one here when my computer wants to do that, and let's post to that WordPress there. Forgot about that one, and this one here. Of course, this one then posts to that one because that one's reading that, and that's reading that. And that's reading that. Alright, and so then I go and I build a couple. I feel like, oh, I discovered some more keywords I want. So I go and build another WordPress and another forum here and here. So I'm going to get those up to the top of the search engines now. Oh, and I go to traffic or Aweber. I gotta have an autoresponder and a site to point people to fill out a form. Forgot about putting that in there. Okay, now I gotta take all of these websites and I gotta hook them up to that Aweber form. Come on, computer. So they all have to point to it. Oh, I found that one sitting there, and that one's there, and that one points to it. And that'll point to it too, because I just built it and I remember that. And this one will point to it too. I remember that, and then that one there. Oh, and let's see, there's a WordPress. I forgot about that one. I point that to it because I know. Then my LinkedIn, I point to there, and I also point to there, and then I feel, oh, I should publish an article here about what I just did. And in my LinkedIn account, and let's not forget about posting to Facebook. And wait a minute, what's Twitter doing? Let's post to that too. Okay. Okay, now the next day comes along, and let's see, we'll make this a dark blue. All right, now the next day, okay, I got to do a press release. I got to put a press release out there. PR. Okay, I got to post the press release. The press release is going to point to my new forum and this new site that I just built, and of course this new forum here. And I don't know, I think that was my main site there. I'll point to that too. Okay, that was an exhausting day. Now I got to move on to my next day. Let's see. Go to a dark green. Okay, we've been just about a week at this, and I'm going to go post to this I'm going to post to my Facebook, post to my Google account. Come on. Post to this WordPress, post to that one. Okay. Questions, folks? There's not very many people here today, by the way. But thank you, Benedict, for coming. It's important that you understand. Question, folks. Can you relate to this? Can you see? I mean, how you? I mean, I know people, and I particularly know people personally who have. I mean, yours truly, who have websites out there they don't even realize they have anymore. They're trying to post over here, then they post over there, and so then they try to bring in a group to help them. And the group doesn't know where this stuff is. And there is no one, there's no target or anything. This is why 95% of your internet marketers who get into doing this find themselves really limited to just being able to do SEO attempts. Okay. I mean, I'm running to the computer store after this because seriously, I'm used to things being like boom, boom, boom with my computer, not this delaying stuff. So what we see here, I have actually illustrated it a little better in a conventional marketing way, like this. Does that make sense? I'm going to put a layer over that. I don't want to do layer set. I want to mess this up here for a second. Hang on. Delete layer set, yes. Delete the layer. I just want a layer. New layer, thank you. I can write on this. Yeah. Okay. This is what I would say. Come on, undo that. I used the picture of a very frustrated person because even the most organized conventional marketer on the internet, see, you know, back 25, 30 years ago, when it was in 1984, I opened up an ad agency in the San Francisco Bay Area. At the same time, I got my first computers. We were really, back then, a design agency. We just designed logos, brochures, ad specialties and stuff. That grew into a full-blown ad agency, and that was at the very beginning of the Silicon Valley days and the beginning of the computers. But back then, I had 37, 38 employees. I had a shop in the back that did imprinting. So I had like 8 guys in the back of the shop, 7 guys in the back, and 30 people in the front. Of those 30 people, 6 were in the art department. I was basically the creative director. Had account executives, which is a fancy name for salespeople. Had an accounting department. Had a graphics department, art department, graphics department. The graphics department did film. We had the big, huge cameras and film. We produced our own color keys, the whole thing. We had a huge conference room. It was a full-blown ad agency. So I had a lot of people the account executives were out there. In the sales department, I was producing the sales materials, doing direct mailing to bring in the leads. So I had a sales department to follow up those leads, to go out and meet with those people, bring in new business. In the accounting department, I got pretty smart about this. In the accounting department, we had all of our existing customers. And this was a crazy thing. Here we have 800 customers in the accounting department bringing in $2 million a month. Here we have a sales department over here who's going out after new business and ignoring the existing business. Now, if you have an existing business and you increase your service to them, and you improve that $2 million a month by 20-30%, that's another $300,000-$400,000 a month, right? But your sales department didn't know about it. So I actually, this is when we had the what was it called, the 286, the IBM. We had an Altos 286 computer system, and we had Mac 2 computers with actual gray screens. And I used Novell, and I created a network from the PC operating on MS-DOS to the Macintoshes, and merged with the very beginnings that was Microsoft Works, merged that database so that our salespeople could start discovering who our existing customers were. And they would start adding those to the people they would go see, and I increased revenues by 40% overnight when I did that. Database marketing. That was my first taste of it. But I had a huge firm. But today, by yourself, how would you do that by yourself today? I mean, look at this. I mean, you got hosting. I mean, if you're going to market, so you got to deal with the hosting. The hosting doesn't relate to the lead, so you got to build your lead system into there, and you got to go out and you got to get autoresponders here to go, to be posted into the hosting to generate the leads, and you got to keep track of the leads coming in. You got to make your own lead portals. You got to create your own backlinks, or go out and buy the software. Create a whole bunch of websites that backlink and keep track of this stuff. You got to run blogs. The blogs have to be constantly updated and current. Forums, they're important. Got to have forums for interactivity. Got to have a conference room, so you're going to be paying for that. You're going to be sending people to go to meeting. That's what most people do. Got to join up with your 3 or 4 main social networks. You got to offer, and you have to have access to training so you can learn how to use all this stuff. So you're trying to figure out how to use Aweber, so you're going to their training. You're trying to figure out how to use the conference room, so you got to go to their training. You're not sure how to set up a forum and get the RSS feeds in there, so you got to go find out how you do it on the internet. Maybe YouTube shows you. You're having issues with your hosting account. It's been hacked, or something's not working right. You got to wait 2-3 days for the support to get back to you to do something about it. Perhaps they don't have a backup. Your lead portals, you got to go back and check those. You forget how many you have. You don't know where they are. You lose track. That's the organized version. In displaying this to you, as that's what that picture is. That's the nice graphic version of this massive, what I call, gibberish. Can you all relate to this? Haven't we all been there at one time? We've all been there. I know I have. Okay, I'm trying. There we go. Cleared that screen. Clear that screen. Okay. This is 15 years of building the system. Let me clear this. This is my writing layer. You're going to see it come up here in a second with circles on it. There we go. Come on. All right, so we're going to identify certain aspects of this. What's the most important? All right, let's talk about. I'm getting into marketing on the internet. What's the most important part? Support. A community. That's what's most important. You know it. I know it. That's why we built Veretekk to be like it is. For that support. Now, what do we have for support? Let's get this over here. Well, we have automated your accounting. That's what that is. That's what that represents. Setting up your accounting. If you have a gold system, you can go in there and upgrade your card. We have automated the ability to see the referrals that you've brought in, kind of like a genealogy tree. We have the Vera wall, where the entire community is connected with you, and you with the community. So you're not just depending upon corporate to take care of you. Mike Barrios and I are very responsive. Between the three of us, one of us is always on. And that you find us helping you in the wall, and all the other members, and in our Skype groups, which are interconnected to our walls, for that kind of support. What does that mean there? This one here, this represents, if you don't want to be gold, just go click a button and downgrade. You don't have to worry about sending in any forms or anything. Training. What is that? I forgot what that icon was. Okay, well, we have live training. We have systems that you can plug into. There are training accounts. So, in effect, in support, there is no support quite close to this. I've had people come to me and say, I got to figure out how to use this system. I said, do you know how to use Facebook? Oh, yeah. Oh, you've been using it? Oh, for about 1.5 years, 2 years now. Did somebody teach you how to use that? Well, of course not. I said, okay, what's different with V2? Well, it's so sophisticated. I said, what's so sophisticated about it? It's not any more sophisticated than Facebook as far as setting up like pages and friend requests and all that stuff. It's different. It is intuitive. But we do have live conference workshops. And we do have active members in the system. So I was just playing around with a person explaining, look, imagine if Facebook had added this function. They don't. Facebook is not about business. So if it's not about business, then there's not a sense of urgency, right? Facebook's about monkey business. There's not really any resources there. How many people here are trying to market themselves on Facebook, and you post up your marketing message, and nobody responds to it, and you refresh the page, and it's like 37 posts down. You're looking at what everybody else is posting there, and they're posting about their dissatisfaction with politics, or they just got back from the gym, or here's a picture of my tomato in my garden. Here's a picture of me in my bathing suit, or here I am at the gym lifting weights. You know what I mean? So then we have what we call the resource center. And it's all integrated. In your resource center, we have all the recordings of specific workshops for important things. Ones that I've done, others that some of our trainers have done, and Mike's building I just ate a hot dog. Mike's building a mechanism for the current and future trainers, so when they do a conference like this, we have a process, upload it, it all becomes automated. Until then, we will be adding to that accordingly. In the resource center, in support links, you've got a lot of things and places, sites that I use, web pages that I've built. This is particularly for you, Mr. Eckberg. That is where you find the page that I've used to teach HTML, that has the test system in there and all the basic commands and stuff for teaching basic HTML. You'll find all of that in what is now called well, I'll show you here. It's now in the resources section, and it's called videos, Why did we do that? It's called videos. Right here. Masters of Marketing Training. Veretekk campaigns. And then down below that we've got support links. So there's things in there like using Traffic Swarm. Now folks, Traffic Swarm is what? $30 a month. You set it up and you buy links. You put a decent ad in there. You're going to be lucky to get 1% conversion out of there. It used to be 30%, but just like Leads-O-Matic and a lot of these other systems, they're slowly fading away. But, I mean, 1% is business, right? Set it up, pay $30 a month, let it go. Business on the internet costs money. Of course, unless you want to be this guy. Well, why did you do that? Unless you want to be that guy. I mean, this is the guy out there trying to run a business without spending any money. And then you've got banners over here. All these banners are designed. They're just a little side note. The banners, each one of these has a download for the zip. Each one of these, this is just a sample of the number of banners that's in that zip file. This one, there's actually 11 or 12 in there now because I keep adding to it. Lots of different campaigns with banners and stuff. And I'm telling you about this because this is in relationship to Traffic Wave or Traffic Swarm. So back to our lovely slow choking Photoshop. I think I have a bad memory module or something. Anyway, that's in support links. PDF, the PDF duplicator. You go. I mean, how many places can you go and get a have a collection of ebooks? I think there's 8 in there now, 7 or 8. There'll be many more as we go. That you download it, and it's already customized to you. It's got your links in it, your name, your phone number, your email address. It's all. This is what I'm talking about. Integrated marketing. The Veretekk widget. You get the code, you go stick it on any web page, and it directs people to that you are a Veretekk subscriber, and it plugs them in. Archive workshops, support links, replicating ebooks, PDF, the replicating ebook, PDF duplicator. You can go in there and create your own PDF marketing material, all embedded with your information. Anybody here know why PDFs are very powerful to have, especially download an ebook? All of our PDFs are done in ASCII so that the robots can read them. The robots are looking at particular information on the internet. They give higher value to things that are more difficult to do. You got a bunch of PDF books out there that have backlinks to your systems, and they index them. They're going to give you greater value to that. We cover that in our system, and it's all integrated to a central database on everything. So we know who you are and everything you're doing in here. Oh, come on, computer. Hosting. Our cPanel hosting. Just so you know, we're in the last phase of beta with this, and then we're really going to rock this thing. Right now, we're still laying in layers of security. I mean, honestly, I didn't think it'd take this long, but hosting is like a huge lighthouse on the hill to attract all the scumbags, hackers, and POSs out there. And they just come at you like hordes of insects. But we're doing it. When it's done with Fantastico, you'll be able to produce even more than it already does. You'll be able to produce our own customized PHP BB form, the one that's absolute spam-free secure. You know which one I'm talking about. I'm going to show you some samples of that. You'll be able to produce customized WordPress blogs. You know what I'm talking about there. You'll be able to produce hot links that like small mini search engines like you see in our SEO portals. All pushing a button. You have access to our age domains. Now there's some controversy about age domains. But if you go and do the research, you'll find that if I have a domain that's a year old, let's say it's a four-letter or five-letter domain, like Wave 4 or what, or like iWave, eWave. And I have one that's 15 years old. The 15-year-old one will get me $30, $40, $50,000 if it has no Alexa ranking or page rank. Where one that's less than a year old will maybe get me $300 or $400. There's a reason why the older ones go for a lot more, because research shows that they're favored by the search engines. We give you 13 age domains to work with your subdomains on them. Very powerful. They go right up to... How many people here have used them and found them in the search engines within hours? I know David Ogden has. He's not here. But they go right to the top of the search engines. Okay, so think about it. Hosting, where not only do you have the owners of the company assisting you on almost a 24-hour basis, you have a live social network community available all the time. There's no other... We're first to market this concept. There's no other system out there that does this. I mean, how many people here... I mean, other than the issues that we've had with the individual hacking because of password issues, but even at that, when you complain about, boom, we get it back up, we restore your site. But when it comes to questioning or needing help, don't you feel like you're... I mean, isn't the frustration level of hosting in V2 lower than it is before when you were by yourself? Does anybody here notice that you have a lowered frustration level when it comes to building websites and domains here? You got people to look at them. You got the bullpens to give their input on them. You have a community to help you not only with issues like trying to get the database to work or install WordPress, but also design, inputting on that. You can't get that anywhere else. It's only available here. This is my total focus, is to have a community to work with. Well, you don't have that anywhere else. And it's all of the stuff that you do in your hosting is all interconnected with your database, your leads, and everything in a centralized location in your V2 system. You're not by yourself. Okay, let's talk about communications. What is communications? On the internet, broadcasting, publishing, it's not just email. It's being able to publish and control and monitor your social systems with content sharing, posting to your blogs, publishing to your email, being able to all do that in one place, be able to have a place where you manage your content, you share it, you push it over to your Facebook, you push it to LinkedIn, to Twitter, etc., all from a centralized location. You publish it to your RSS Veretekk blog system, which creates feeds which are going out to not only your WordPress blogs, but if you're in a symbiotic marketing group, they're also sharing with you. I mean, seriously, I started counting them last night and adding them into my site. Just my basic stuff. My WordPress blogs and my forums. I'm still searching, and I'm combining them all. I have so many. I mean, I'm guilty of that chaos illustration I just showed you. Come on, go to the dashboard. What is wrong with my life? Give me zip, zip, zip. Okay, I started combining these over here in our credentials. And this is here for a reason. I mean, this is the other side of the coin of the market manager. I have 2 Facebook accounts, one on each computer. I have 1 Google account. I actually have 2 Twitter accounts. I haven't put the second one in here yet. I have 1 LinkedIn account, Conduit, Dig account, Squeedo. I've got a bunch of WordPress blogs. This is Alex Jones' InfoWars new social networking system. I just joined that. I got some PHP forums. And so I'm starting to add all this stuff here. A Technorati account. I got a Warrior Forum account. I'm starting to put it all here so at a glance I can look and see what I have. I can click at each one of these things. I'm pulling this stuff in. All of these WordPress and PHP BB forums are reading from certain accounts in Veretekk, RSS feeds. I don't go and publish these WordPress on my own. When I get done, there's going to be about 130, 150 of these WordPress accounts, and each one of these has subdomains that have our blogger bullies on them. What's a blogger? I mean, our blogger drone's on it. What's a blogger drone? That's in the Market Manager. It's another system. It looks like a blog, but all it does is it reads an RSS feed. I'll show that to you in a minute. But this allows me to see the magnitude of what I have. I'll organize all this. So all my WordPress will be at a certain level. Then below that, I'll do all my blogger drones. So at a glance, I can see what I have. And now, what does this also do for me? I mean, what does this do for me that no other system out there does? You come to my website and you want to know who I am. What kind of marketer are you, James? Timothy? Nancy? What kind of marketer are you, Gordon? Larry? Merrill? I go to look at your Veretekk marketer profile. That's what this is called. Mine's marketing.veretekk.com. I go to look at it. So I go here and I look at your activity. Okay, I mean, you're interacting with people, and I go look at your blog, and this is, your blog that you're sending out, and, it's good stuff. I like what I see. Yeah, he's getting to the top of the search engines. Oy vey, this is a good marketer. I go look at your friends. Whoa, look at all the friends he has. This must be a friendly chap. And I look at your credentials. Oh my God, this guy's got it together. Look at all this. Look at all his assets he has on the internet. So it does two things. And look, he's a trainer. And look, he's got a platinum control panel. This does multiple things. It allows me to, at a glance, to see my assets, and allows you to come and look at me and say, wow, I'm going to do business with this guy. Especially if he's in a symbiotic group. Look what he brings to a symbiotic marketing group. Okay? Are we making sense here? I don't like just to ramble on. Are you seeing a clear difference with what we've got here? That's just that part of our communications. Now we have in our system some of this is in the Marketing Manager. Redirect pages, form code, groups. Those kind of groups, we're going to have to come up with new names, because I don't know if you noticed this. We have a conflict. Over in our mailing system, where you set up groups. Actually, they're campaigns. In our front page, we have groups, which is actually social marketing organizations. So we're going to have to change some terminology. In the mailing part of our system, which used to be called Veramail, we call it groups. Probably should be retermed campaigns. You can have as many campaigns as you want. In other mailing systems out there, I know GetResponse, I don't know about Aweber, but GetResponse, at a certain level of what you pay them, you're only allowed to make so many campaigns. You got to pay more to be able to create more campaigns. What's a campaign? It's form code combined with a name to keep track of. The people that fill out the form code submit, goes into the database and sends out a set of sequential letters in that process. So it's this, and this are considered campaigns. And if my computer, I'm telling you, I am running to the store to get a new computer. Okay, those are campaigns. With us, unlimited. Your $54.95 is a gold account. There's no limit. $54.95 account. If you're over at Aweber, it's $19.95. If you have 30,000 email accounts in there, it's $150, $200. With us, you could have, and there are accounts. There are accounts in here that have 15 million or more contacts, data, their leads. It's $54.95. We don't increase that. And it's all integrated with all this stuff. Redirect pages. It's all integrated. Somebody fills out the form, and you want it to redirect to a different page. Boom. You want to create the groups to keep track of all that. That's all integrated with the entire system. Lead management, lead notifications, reminders, view leads, transfer, update, all this right here. I could set up my leads to go to you instead of to me. I have one system that just plows 2 to 3 money machine leads a day. Do you know how powerful those? I mean, that's of all of our lead generating systems, that's the one you should promote the most, because even though it may not produce thousands a day, what it does produce for you is the absolute essence of a perfect lead. They give you all their right information and they fill out a survey. Get that going and you got business. I got 2 or 3 of those coming in today. I'm sending those over to Steve Caven because he's proved himself. He calls them. He's converting them into silvers and golds. He's going to be your hero. I mean, you're going to look at what he's doing, and you're going to want to do it. Lead notifications, lead management, reminders, view leads, transfer updates. So I can transfer leads, I can set them up to go to different people, I can view them, I can edit them, I can manage them, I can delete them, I can download them, I can send them over here. I have reminders that show up in my V-wall to do this, to do that. I got lead notifications will show up in my wall, send me email. All of this is what we call Communications Unlimited. There's nothing left undone in communications, and it's all integrated into one place. You don't have to jump all over the place. Portals, the whole concept of portals we brought, we I don't know if we invented it, we discovered it, whatever you want to call it. We started referring to a system that people consistently came back to, whether it was for downloading leads, reading something, getting additional material, downloading software, making free pages. So a portal is, I claim to turn a portal because it's people come and go, come and go, come and go. You know, like an airport is a portal. A harbor where you have boats and excursions is a portal. People come to it and leave, they come back and they go, they come back and they leave, they come back and they go. So we created this concept of portals. You have something like 40 to 50 portals. And it's interesting because not all portals work as the same. I mean, Blastomatic is an old portal. At one time, Blastomatic submitted to millions and millions of systems out there. But a lot of those systems that we submit to, they're third-party systems, they've gone out of business. We're going to wind up having to produce our own submission things to keep it going. But it still does submit to outside services, just not as many. It is diminished. Like 10 years ago when we built it, that thing used to produce nothing but real phone numbers, real names, and real email addresses. Now, 40-50% of it is that garbage that comes out of India and China and Russia by robots. Even though we put up caption and all that, you still get a flow of garbage, but you still get good leads in it. But my point is, we built it for you, and it produces you leads. I mean, e-tracking, web catch, free page, Vereconference. I mean, some of these portals actually make you money too. And you don't have to worry about going out and build them, and it produces all this data for you. They're also great sites for backlinking. You got tools to promote them built into the back office. You got tracking tools on them. You can configure them with meta tags and all that. If you go look at the Money Machine, that's the newer version of our portals. All the rest have not been updated to the Money Machine. We're going to do another update to the Money Machine so it works like your V2. What do we call that? Mike coined it and it just doesn't stick in my head. Let's go back and look. Your profile page. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. You go to the profile page when you're logged in, you see lit up all kinds of edits and stuff. You don't see that in the Money Machine. The Money Machine has its configuration in places in the back office. We're going to move all that to the front of the Money Machine. But the Money Machine, you look at it, it looks very reminiscent of a blog. It's got videos in it. It's got a form to fill out. It's got your content. It's got backlinks. So it's all of these things. It's got a tracking system. You can configure it. The title tags, the meta tags. You can promote it. Some of our systems are profit portals, so not only do you get a lead from it, you'll make money. We have what we call traffic portals. A traffic portal is a portal that produces traffic, Blast-O-Matic, free page, free mart, daily messages, vacation for free. All those are traffic portals. They're not making any money, but they produce traffic. You can go out, you can promote those, and those will promote you. They're all on different domains, and they're all on well-documented, well-search engined, authority-age domains. So they double duty for you with backlinks. And it's all contained in one system. You have SEO portals. Those are due for a big upgrade too. Those will be incorporated into your blog, similar to the Money Machine, but they'll also have a panel on there that looks like the backlinks that you normally do, but that backlink will actually be a hybrid of our hotlink system, kind of like what we've done with the blog system, where the panel will show the most recent links that have been put in there from the back office and from Link-O-Matic, which is a portal we haven't launched yet. But it'll also have a link at the bottom to go to the next one. So all those links always stay active, and they'll all be off of that particular website, that particular subdomain, for SEO backlinking. That's the new SEO portals that are coming. The ones that we have right now are still very effective. And they're all set up to send autoresponders to promote V2. Not your autoresponders, corporate autoresponders, to get them to come and join up into V2. And that all hooks in to the central database that you own, that you control, that you have access to. Again, you're not driving crazy. The Market Manager. This is an upgrade in the Veretekk system. It builds you your web pages. You got site rotators in it. You got short URLs in it. You got a massive drill that drills your backlinks to everything. It's all integrated with your data. It's called the Platinum Toolbox. Web page builder. We call it PageMaker. Site rotators. We'll be accessing that and using that tomorrow in our symbiotic marketing campaign as we move forward with our email, because we're getting ready to do a huge mailing campaign, and we're co-oping it. So people who sign into this and send money for particular parts of this, they'll be in the site rotator on a mailing I'm going to be putting out 50 million emails on a weekly basis. I wouldn't be able to do it without the Market Manager. It's all integrated with our database. So this allows me to bring in symbiotic groups and maintain them. Imagine trying to do that. Come on, Photoshop. Imagine trying to do that with the lone man on the totem pole with his gibberish mass, chaos mess. Imagine trying to co-op with this guy. Come on. There we go. Members management. You create teams in your Market Manager. You have a team platform that everybody becomes part of, so that you can say, okay, Alan, you're going to do this part, and I set it up for a schedule. Ann, you're going to do this part, and I set you up for a schedule. Bill, Chuck, Dale, Don, Ed, Ava, Gordon, you're all going to do all these different parts of this total mechanism in our symbiotic group, and I calendar it in the Market Manager, and as you complete it, me, the manager of the whole system, and you can check, you can see who's completed, who hasn't, on the chores that have been set to be done in the members management system. And it all shows up on your dashboard in your V2 system as a reminder. You go look and it says, yeah, Bill, you haven't published that, you have not been publishing your blog. You're 3 days behind. So I get a hold of Bill. Bill, what's going on? Bill's like, I told you, for the last 4 days I've been in the Grand Canyon. I don't have internet access down there. I'm doing some archaeological research on a project I'm working on. I told you I'd be back up on there. Oh yeah, you're right, Bill. I forgot to set, the reminder. Okay. See what I'm talking about? I can manage the whole group and make sure everybody's working in tandem and harmony. Well, that's what this market manager does. That's what part of the team platform does. I can go in, and everybody who's part of this group are in my Platinum control panel. And so I knowing how to do all of this stuff instead of getting everybody else to do, I can go in and I can mass configure title tags and meta tags and all that stuff for my whole group. Mass portal swarming. I can hook all of your different assets. Let's say I got a group of 130 people. Each one of them has a gold system. So what's 130 times? I'm guessing that the number of portals we have is 40. So 40 times 130. That's 5,200 assets. And I can automate setting all those up with the mass portal configuration and mass portal swarming and hook them all together. So if one gets indexed, the spiders copy the whole thing. Again, creating a massive marketing system. That's what multi-RS account manager does. It allows me to go in to each person's V2 blog, not only see what you're doing, but I can add my stuff to it if I want. I mean, we're in agreement. I'm not going to go stuff all over your system, but as a Platinum control panel or market manager, and I have a team, I can assist everybody from one place. I don't have to go get your account and then go get his account and go look at the outside. I can assess everything from within the from within the system. Leads call list. Now let's say, I'm going to show you something here because I'm getting ready to do this campaign just to show you how a campaign's done. I think it's in WordPad. Hold on a second. There it is. Hang on, I'll show this to you. Okay, what you see here, I have that Veretekk portal, that Veretekk portal, that one, and that one. Marketing, franchises, Veretekk, and leads. Now, these are the free gold systems in this one, controlled by the Platinum control panel. Same here, same here, same here. Well, not that one. Each one of these also is represented by a portal or a domain. These are all going to be combined together, and I wouldn't be able, with a group of people, to produce a massive marketing campaign of like nobody's ever seen. I'm in the process of putting this together. You know, when I put this stuff together, we produce new technology. One of the new technologies that we're producing is what I call the array platform. I'm going to write a little note here to come back to array platform in a second. I'm going to give you an example. This is going to make your eyes bulge. What it's capable of doing, it's huge. It's all part of, you know, I'm a chaos thinker. I love chaos, but I love organizing it. And that's a oxymoron, organized chaos. All right, so back to the market manager. When my computer decides, let me get back to it. You know, if I was in the space program with a computer like this, we would never have made it to the moon. Broadcast management. Multi-blog broadcasting. This is a upgrade to what you had over here in the Communications Unlimited. Multi-blog broadcasting allows me to broadcast to, let's say I got 30 of you in my Platinum control panel, and you all have your systems hooked up to your Facebook accounts, your Twitter accounts, your LinkedIn, your Google, your MySpace, etc. Being connected to you, I can take your resources and create publishing groups and name the group and then publish those groups back into your posting system. Now, this may confuse you, but what I'm saying is you can go to your email system and you got the little check boxes. There'll be a category in there. It'll say, okay, this is the what's the business? Shackley Marketing Group. Cindy has 138 members in Veretekk Gold that all have Facebook accounts. I've combined them together in a Platinum control panel, made them one checkbox. So when you check that box and then you publish, it publishes to those 138 Facebook accounts. And I could take that Shackley Marketing Group Facebook accounts, and I could publish that to all 138 people in my Platinum control panel, so every one of them has the ability to publish to everybody else's Facebook when they publish. Is the bell ringing on this? It's part of symbiotic marketing. I create these groups as well for publishing to your Twitter accounts. I personally have about 300 domains that will have WordPress blogs on them, which will be gathered up in my Market Manager. I'll take sections of that, create groups, publish those to the people in my organization. Right now I have 150 people in the bullpen. I'll publish this group to this group, and that group to that group, and this group to that group, etc., etc. So when you go to your email blog broadcasting system and you check that box, you're not only publishing to your assets, you're publishing to mine. And not only am I publishing to my assets, I'm publishing to yours. So let's do some numbers here. Let's say in a year from now, 100 of you all get the oompha to own 50 domains. And so let's say there's 100 of you and you each own 50 domains. That's 5,000 domains. We mix that all up together where I'm posting to them and you're posting to mine, I'm posting to theirs. And you got them hosted in Veretekk. You know, I've got some hosted over there in Just Host. I got some in Known Host. I got some in Veretekk. We got them all over the place, different IP addresses, the whole thing. And let's say on top of all those domains, we all had the wherewithal to build 10 subdomains. So we multiply that times 10, and you got 50,000 assets all working in a symbiotic group. And that's just your domains. You can add into these groups your Technoratty, your LinkedIn, your MySpace, all of this stuff, all working through the broadcast management of the Market Manager. Now, we got a thing called super blog feeds. Well, last night I just developed what I call the Array platform. I'm going to share that with you near the end of this broadcast. Told you this was going to be a while. So you got broadcasting management, multi-blog broadcasting, and blogger drones. And I'm going to show you blogger drones here in a minute. Blogger drones are simple looking. They kind of look like a blogger.com format. There's like 10, 20 different designs. It simply reads an RSS feed. The RSS feed's coming from a Veretekk account RSS feed. The only thing that's going to show up in there is that particular person's account feed. So if I'm pointing to Bill Bryan, to one of my blogger drones, it will show his posts exclusively in that blogger drone as a subdomain to my primary domain. My primary domain will have backlinks in the linking box all pointing to my subdomain. So I'm driving the spiders to his content on my domains apart from what he's doing elsewhere to give him more juice to his backlinks. Does that ring a bell? Does that make sense? So I can give Bill Bryan a lot of juice. And why does Bill Bryan know I can give him a lot of juice? Well, he comes over to my Veretekk system and he looks. Why do you do that? And he looks and he sees my credentials and he's like, holy moly macaroni. Look at this guy. And this is just part of it. I mean, this is going to be huge when I get done. And you're going to look at this and say, I want this guy on my team. That's right, Gordon. That's what that was all about. Even though that may have seemed like we wasted time, it wasn't. It was all in the process of me assessing how all this works. Now, the blog, you go out and you create 100 blogger accounts on blogger.com. The problem you have with that is, at their whim, boom, boom, goodbye, they just kill them for no good reason. They say they're spamming and they're not. This is why we're moving towards Veretekk having its own video servers, because what happens if YouTube decides to kill my account? All of my videos in V2 are gone. I keep all my videos. I don't just make them and throw them away. I am organized on my computer. Every single video I've ever put on my YouTube is sitting in a folder with subfolders, dates, exactly what the notes, all the raw footage, and the final AVI file for the day that, and that may be this summer, that we launch our own video system. Not, it's important, but it's not dire. So going back to my laggy baggy Photoshop on my crippled computer here, so we're going to wait a second. Alright, super blog feeds and arrays. A super blog feed is different than an array. An array creates, let's see, in my array I can point to Bill Bryan, Chuck Reynolds, Dale Thomas, Ann Benoit, Alan Blicker, Clyde Thorburn, Jim Thompson, Meryl Sloan, and Steve Caven, and Veretekk's blog, and Mike's. And I can say, okay, I only want the 4 last posts from Mike, the 2 last posts from me, and the 1 last post from all the rest of them. And every time somebody goes to that page, I want it to randomly shift all those blogs up. And what do you get? I'm going to show you. Hang on a second. Because I sent that to Stephen Klein. Here it is. This is just a generic blog set up as I did a little research and development last night. Eventually slow up. Okay, looks like a regular blog, right? Did everybody say, yeah, I've seen this before? We scroll down, leadership, mentoring, seminars for high-end solutions for people who struggle to make money. It's Stephen Caven's. See it right there, Stephen Caven? He wrote that blog. And he wrote that blog. And he wrote that one. And he wrote that one. I let his RSS feed will publish to this blog. This is outside the Veretekk system, but it's being controlled. His last 4 posts. Now, it also shows my post in the same thread. And it's only my last post. It doesn't show multiple posts. It only shows my last post. My posts are generally pretty long. There it is. My 1 post. Now, Cook Island combination is accessible. That 1 post there is only the last post that Clyde Thornburg does. I'm only having his most recent post show up in this thread. And then there's Cindy McCasey's all showing up, and she gets her last 4. Okay? Now, this looks like 1 blog, right? This is done with what I call the feed array. In the feed array, I can create thousands of different arrays that mix it up with my symbiotic marketing group. So I got 100 people in the symbiotic marketing group. I take 4, randomly 4, and put them into my array. I take 6, put them in my array. I take 3, put them in my array. I create 1,000 different arrays. It may take me a couple weeks to get it all built. I got 1,000 different arrays. And all right, here's the RSS feeds for the thousands of arrays. Ida, you put this one in one of your categories. Bill, you put this one in one of your categories. Steve, you put one of these in your category. So we all work together to get all these in each one of these categories. And because each feed array has 4 or 5 or 6 people in it, if 1 or 2 of them quit or die or go somewhere else or cancel their account, the array doesn't die. And you can also go to outside systems and choose their RSS feeds and put it in there. And when we get done with this feed array system, which is complement. This is the complement super blog feeds. This is the feed array. Now the feed array will actually be at the point where you can go in there and say, hey, are there any hyperlinks in here? Yeah. Okay. Any hyperlink that doesn't point to here, here, or here, I want it to be changed to point to here. So even if you're pointing outside people to get content from their RSS feeds, you could commandeer their links within your feed array system. And this is something I'm working on that I hand over to Mike, and Mike implements it. Now the Superblog system, what it does is I can combine yours and yours and yours and yours and yours and create this giant RSS feed that has just this huge amount of information. The problem with that is it's like Clyde Thorburn. I don't mean to pick on Clyde, and he's not here to defend himself, but actually it's an off-colored compliment. Clyde's prolific. He writes 20 articles a day. You look at one of his threads, if we didn't limit the threads, he's got threads that literally have like 15,000 articles in them, and they take forever to load. This is one of the reasons, this is one of the things that drove a lot of the changes in V2, was to limit the blog to the last 4 posts. Because before, it would take sometimes 10 minutes to load the site just because the blog string from Clyde and other people like him was just too big. That is the problem that the Superblogs is giving us. Now, to show you a blogger drone, I think I could do that. Go to wave4.net. By the way, this is another WordPress that feeds into our system. Alright, so bear with me. Some of these work, some of these don't. Let's go see if MLM Leads is working. There we go. What does that look like to you? Just look at it. What does it look like to you? It's a simple question. Looks like a blog. It's a drone. It's totally reading the RSS feeds coming off of Veretekk. These little boxes here go to the previous one, the next one, kind of like it does. So let's go to our next blogger drone. No, that's not going there. Okay, let's go to, I just want to see, so you can see the different designs. Okay, here's another one. This is a blogger drone. So we have multiple designs of blogger drones. They all look like blogs, but they're not. They're just simple RSS feed readers in a nice design. All right, you got that concept? This is all part of the integrated marketing system found within Veretekk that many of you don't even know about. All right, so let's do the numbers. I have 300 domains, just me. They don't all have WordPress blogs on them, but they're going to. All right, so I have 300 domains. I don't know how many domains you have. I'm sure you have less. On those 300 domains, like this one, wave4.net, I have 100 subdomains. So let's say I got 300 domains times 100 subdomains equals, that's 30,000 actual pages out there that just me, I control. Not Veretekk. Those are mine. Now imagine I found 100 people like me, and I put them into a symbiotic group using Veretekk. So multiply that number, 300,000 times 100. Just in our own assets is 30 million sites all working in a version of chaos. Not one of them is the same, and producing our content and our backlinks to our primary site. And this is both working on Veretekk's assets. You could create this with the 13 domains we give you, like eWave, iWave. You can go in there and do the same thing without even having to own any domains. So let's say you just take, let's say we get, well, let's be conservative. We get 100 people in our symbiotic marketing bullpen. You got 13 domains in your hosting with Veretekk, so you got those 13. Take those 13 and you each build 100 subdomains and you put these blogger drones on there. That's 1,300 times 100. That's 130,000. That's unbelievably big guys out there. What if you take it and you go a little bit further? Let's say you do 200 subdomains in all of those. You go to 260,000. Now let's say you go out and get 10 domains and do 100 on each one of those. That's another, let's see, 10 domains times 100,000 times 100. That's another 100,000. So we go to 360, 400,000 unique, authority level, quality, chaos, backlinking, and we haven't even stepped up yet to some of the higher power of the Veretekk system. This is the stuff that's been sitting there for years. And only a handful of people even scratch this. I've been busy with development. I haven't been able to scratch it. So that's in the Marketing Manager. So we've covered that. Waiting, yeah, and we've covered that. Advertising campaigns, backlink management, forum management, campaign management, advertising management, keyword analysis. Backlink management. Thank you. We're going to go back over here. We're going to go into the Market Manager just for a minute here. I'm going to show you something. You're all going to have access to this pretty soon. I go into my backlinks. I view my records. These are, I've only done 50 or so. These are all accounts I have established with the top authority sites out there, like Technorati, Ask.com, Amplify, Berkeley EDU, Daily Motion. These are my accounts. These accounts tell me my passwords, my username, what I've been doing, my backlinks, what it does, how it's all set up to work for me. Now, when I'm done with this, my goal is to have at least 1,000 accounts in here that are all active. This keeps track of all my passwords, what I've done, so I don't go and lose my blazing mind trying to keep track of all this stuff. It's all kept track of for me here. Now, I don't know if Veretekk's slow or my computer is just eating garbage from the bucket. I'm waiting for it to go over there and show you an account. That's how we do account management. I told you the demons of hell don't want you to know this. Okay, alltop.com. This is an account of mine. I have a backlink set up in it. And target your, I don't know what to do. I'm playing around with this. It shows you my site username, my site password, etc. Records updated. Needs work on getting Veretekk System Alltop search database, etc. When I'm done with this, I'll be able to integrate this, where there are postings that are possible to do to this, into the rest of my system, so you have access to this as well. But think about this. We're doing a campaign. And not only do we have the 360 to 1.2 million backlinks that are represented by the hosting and the Veretekk system of 100 to 200 people in my symbiotic marketing group, in my V2 group, all working in conjunction with each other, helping each other out, not required that you be in my organization or my business to help you and you help me. But let's say 50 people in that group all have marketing managers, and each one of us has 1,000 of the top authority sites. So we're already established in them. So all we gotta do is log in and put something in there. And so over a period of a month, I bring on a lot of assets for everybody else in these top authority sites for additional exposure on the internet and backlinking. Let's verify the backlinks. This will probably take a minute. So we're going to go back over here to Photoshop, and we'll let that dredge up some more slow gravel out of the bottom of the river while it loads. Okay, keyword analysis. That's already partially built into the back office. Advertising manager, just like the backlink manager, I am going to promote and endorse and do it myself. I'm going to spend money on advertising. I am sick and tired of listening to internet marketers say, I don't have to spend any money. Look, I can get all the backlinks I want and drive all the traffic. People who say to spend money are fools. Okay, don't listen to those people, because here's the people who spent money. Facebook, Twitter, GoToMeeting, Weber. Is there something common about those 5 people? I'm listening. What do you guys think is common just with those 5? There's a lot more. I'm just using those. Facebook, Twitter, Weber, etc. What's common amongst those 5 GoToMeeting, those 5 people? Nah, it's close. They own the market. Today, when somebody says autoresponder, somebody thinks, oh, Weber. Today, when somebody says conference room, most people think, oh, GoToMeeting. Today, when somebody says social network systems, people think, oh, Facebook. How did they get there? They spent millions and billions of dollars in advertising. And those people who said, oh, you don't need to spend any money, just use the search engines, they're making $100 or $300, maybe $1,000 a month. That's it. I'm going to promote and show you how to manage real advertising where you're going to have to spend money, but it's going to make you money. So you don't spend any money, and this month you make $50. You're working your butt off. You got a group, getting to the top of the search engines. You don't spend any money, and next week you make $300. The next month. The next month you make $500. The next month you make $700. Okay, now you got a group together, symbiotic group, and you're all co-oping. And each person in that group, you got 100 people in the group. Costs $350. We're getting ready to do this email thing. I'm still researching and putting it together, the mail and stuff. It's $350 to send out mail to 10 million on the average. Okay, I got the $350, but I'd like to do it every day. Let's say I got a group of 100 people in my symbiotic group, and each person puts up $50. That's $5,000, and I divide that by 350, and that's almost half the month every day going out. We're not going to send on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We're only going to send on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday. So 4 days a week times 4 is 16. So that almost covers 10 million emails going out every important day of the week as a co-op in our symbiotic marketing group in the bullpen. Okay, we start there. Using, what are we going to use when we do that? Okay, we're going to use a site rotator. Create a site rotator campaign for each one of these people that are in the co-op, pointing to their V2 site. Okay, that's the mailing. Let's go over here to the advertising manager. Display ad on the Warrior Forum. Warrior Forum is a great place to do advertising, and it takes a little work. You got to make the proper type of ads. You got to set up a thread in the Warrior Forum to get the best exposure, and we're going to do this. It's $100 a day. We want to run it for 30 days. So what's 100 times 30? 3,000, right? Okay, it's 3,000. We want to share this with the 100 people in my Blogger account. So we divide that by 100, and the co-op on that's $30 each. It's doable. $30 a month for us to run a banner ad promoting a particular thing on the thread there, where there's a link that you have to give them instructions what to do. There's a link they push on, and that takes them to the rotational that rotates to the co-op. We could let that thing run forever. $30 for 100. You know, would you pay $30 a month for that additional advertising, and $50 to $100 a month for the email blast? So imagine we've got now 10 million email, 20 million email going out every day for each person in the co-op. That's going out every day. We now have a display ad running every day in the Warrior Forum, where at any given moment they have 6,000 to 15,000 people logged in. All right, now we go over to Wham Forum, and we do the same thing. We couldn't handle. Could you figure all this stuff out? I mean, honestly, tell me. If you were this guy, Mr. Chaos, not Mr. Chaos, Mr. Confused, Mr. I can do it all by myself, Mr. I don't need Veretekk, Mr. I got all of this, could he do this? Could he even conceivably think he could do this? Even if he had 10, 15 people working for him. He couldn't even conceive it. This is why, this is our focus. This is our calling. This is what Mike and I have always known Veretekk can do, and this is what we're building to do. This is what you're seeing us launch. Okay? That's advertising manager. Forum management. How many forums do you guys belong to? I mean, be honest with me. Do you know? Question mark if you don't know how many you belong to. A number if you do. You want to know what my answer is? I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'll go to a forum and I'll go to sign up and it says this email address is already in here. And I'm like, oh gosh, I don't remember doing that. Now it's in the market manager. Every forum that you have, you've got your username and your password, and you keep track. I said, okay, and you set up your reminder. So you log into your V2 and the reminder says, hey, it's been 4 days since you logged into Warrior Forum. You need to log in there and do something. So I log in there, I create a new thread, I copy the thread, I go over to my market manager, and I update it by putting my thread in the market manager, what I did over there. Case in point. Forums. View records. Warrior Forum. Boom. I'm keeping track of what I'm doing over there. I got my password, my username, the link and stuff. Now, this keeps you active in those forums. This allows you to be a member of hundreds of forums and keep track of it. I set up the reminder in all my forums. So now I have total forum management. So I go to my symbiotic group of 100, 200, 50, 12, 5, 8, whatever. And I say, all right, in a meeting, hey, I just started this thread. And I want the thread to get notoriety. So the rest of the group becomes aware of the thread. They go over to their market manager. They put that stuff in there. And so they set up the reminders to go over to that forum and respond to that thread on an ongoing basis because we're using that thread to build a campaign for whatever reason. Not necessarily for backlinks, but authority. Warning. This is a major warning. Don't go to forums and squat an ad. So many of you do. Not all of you, but there are those of you who do. It is most infuriating. You get kicked off the forum. And I see you do it all. I mean, I keep watch of you people. Not all of you, but a lot of you. I see you do it in the new V2. You just show up and you pop an ad. Don't pop ads in forums. Engage and become an authority on something. Become friends with the other people in the forum. Set it up so that they like you and you like them. And you show up on a regular basis. Even though it may be artificial. But because we have forum management reminders, you can show up every 6th day and post a couple articles and leave. And you look consistent. It doesn't look like someone blew the whistle and 80 people all showed up and all within 30 minutes said, hey, Veretekk, sign up, it's great. Get in quick, make lots of money. Boom, 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 boom. Nobody's posted about Veretekk for the last 18 months. Within 30 minutes, 35 people showed up, squatted their ads, and left. This actually happened. And you know what? Almost all of them got banned, and the word Veretekk is now garbage on the Warrior Forum. This is why I build forum management, so we can manage this. So people don't destroy the name Veretekk. You can have Veretekk, you can mention it, but be in the forums like when you're out in the wilderness. Tread gently and don't leave your garbage. It can sometimes take years to establish. Campaign management. campaign management is what I was talking about. Don's going to do this, Dale's going to do that, Chuck's going to do this, Bill's going to do that, Alan's going to do this, Ann's going to do that, Ava's going to do this, Ida's going to do that, James is going to do this, Jim's going to do that. I set it all up into campaign management. It checks to see that they're doing it, and it reports back to me that it's getting done or it's not getting done. So we create a management organization for the bullpen symbiotic marketing group to be able to put together a campaign that the big guys would spend hundreds of millions of dollars to an ad agency, an integrated marketing ad agency, that us little peons, us little puffs of smoke, us little nothings can rise to that level. And any kind of campaign strategy or focus that we want to do. Looks like we've come full circle. So what is it? What do you want? Do you want an integrated marketing system with a symbiotic group built into using that system? Or do you want chaos? Do you want it all laying on you? Do you want 20 people like this? Do you want 20 of these people here in your organization? Okay, we're going to close up here with a little summary. And you've built a pretty substantial organization in Shackley. I've built a pretty significant organization in Trivita. And some of the others here have built organizations. What's the biggest problem in your organizations, Ann? They're all these people here. They're all lone guns out doing it their way. And they do achieve some success. They usually are exhausted. And the 100% of energy they're putting into it, they're probably getting a 20% return. If you took this person out of this equation, you're waiting for, and put him into this equation, imagine the increase in effectiveness. You had everybody pulled into the integrated marketing capabilities of V2 in your entire organization. And you co-opted it out. Well, make sure you guys come to the meeting tomorrow. Tomorrow, June 2nd. The Symbiotic Marketing Campaign will be held at 11 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I am expecting all of those of you who are in the bullpen to be at this meeting. Those of you who are not in the bullpen, join it. Where's the bullpen? This is the bullpen. And it plans on showing it to us. There it is. I have pending members. Jean-Louis Paris and Go for Wealth. I know that guy. I like that guy. He's a good guy. Alright. Look at the size of this bullpen. When it refreshes, hang on. And we're just getting started. Imagine a year from now, we have 1,500 people in the bullpen, in the symbiotic group. Imagine having 15,000. In summary, let's close this off. Let me copy this. I'll give you this link. Let's stop the screencasting. And let's summarize and bring this meeting to an end by doing a little future tripping. Okay? Lord willing, a year from now, we have 15,000 people in the bullpen group. Let's say 40% join together. That's 6,000. Let's say of that 6,000, on the average, each one has 5 domains. That's 30,000. In each one of those domains, they have 100 subdomains. That's 3 million. Let's say of those 6,000 people in that group that have market managers, they have produced 500 authority sites. That's another 3 million. Add that 3 million to the other 6 million. You got 9 million authority backlink sites. You organize all that together, and of those 3,000 people in that group, they're all putting up $150 a month to co-op with. You know how much that is? There will be nothing to stop you from having awesome, incredible success. That's $450,000 in advertising money from a small group of 3,000 putting up $150 a month, and a combined asset of backlinking and authority site power of 9 million unique sites, all controlled from one place in an integrated marketing system. Nan, you become part of the system. All you do is put up $150, and you tell us what you're trying to do, and the group will take care of you. You can become part of the system with money, assets, or sweat. Now you understand why I say, hey, guys, you come to all the meetings. You're like the usual suspects right here. You need to go out there to your sphere of influence and grab 10, 15 people by the collar and drag their butts into these meetings. We need to build up the groups, because the greater the group, the less contributions the group has to make. Imagine a group of 3,000 putting up $500 a month for co-oping. Is that number right? 3,000 times 500. Yeah. That's $1.5 million a month admin for. I mean, $1.5 million a month. We could be running cable television ad every hour, 24 hours a day, in about 20 of the top markets in the United States, and have it all going to your benefit, all utilizing the Veretekk system. And on top of that, being at the top of the search engines for anything we want, and on top of that, running display ads at all the top sites out there, driving nothing but business to your V2 site, which will make you money in V2, because we're stay tuned. Next week we're going to do a thing on the affiliate program. But then it also drives that business into you to go out there and build your Shackley business, your Amway business, your prepaid legal business, your Mona V, your Whataboo, your Thrivita, whatever. Because it's a symbiotic group. You're not trying to build your group out of your members in Thrivita. I tried that back 3 years ago. It took off with a bang. We broke records, but then it collapsed and died. And I assessed the failure. I'm a failure. What do you call them? I'm a failure engineer. I look at failures and figure out what caused the failure and rebuild it so that it doesn't do that again. And that's what this is. This is the result. That campaign created the Platinum Control Panel. That failure is what changed the control panel, and that failure is what V2 is built upon to be able to produce the success that did and avoid the failure that caused. Okay? We'll have more failures. Trust me. But we will learn, and we will build off of those failures so that ultimately we are always having a form of success. It's as simple as that. Okay, that's the end of our program. I'll be recording this and putting it up on my YouTube, and then plugging it into my marketing.veretekk.com account. So in the meantime, let's have some Young Buds. It's one of my favorite songs, Darkness, Darkness. See y'all later. Love you all. Keep your ears to the ground and your eyes on the V2.